if you use me like the rest of the pussy ass niggas did, you get the same consequences.
They never came to town, never came to my son's funeral, never came to Sack's funeral. And these are your best friends. He passed straight through the county of Indian River, went to Brevard and did a music video, but he couldn't even stop and pay his condolences to his best friend's mom.
No regrets for the shit I did. That also means for the niggas out.
He was murdered by his own best friends. We trying to get justice. He deserved it.
Me and Melly, innocent.
Innocent.
She took care of these boys so they came to the house, spent the night, ate her food, They all took care of these boys like they was their own. You see how she was talking to Melly in her text, she was so hurt, like, I don't know what to do. And you talking to the person that killed your son.
What is going on, guys? Today we'll be discussing one of the most sinister cases to ever come out of the music industry. Florida rapper YNW Melly, known for his breakout hit Murder on My Mind, which is now 6 times platinum with nearly 600 million views on YouTube, is facing accusations that he shot and killed 2 of his childhood friends, staging the scene to look as if they were killed in a drive-by and then cruising around with their lifeless bodies covered with blood and bullet wounds like something out of a twisted horror film. To make matters worse, YNW Melly would then take to social media the next day to send his condolences for the 2 victims he allegedly murdered. The driver of the vehicle, YNW Portland, is also under suspicion for potentially assisting Melly in carrying out these murders. October 26, 2018, 3:19 a.m. The YNW crew and 4 others were getting ready to leave a recording studio in Fort Lauderdale and head back to Melly's house. They left in 2 separate vehicles, the grey Jeep containing Melly, Portland, Sackchaser, and Juvie, and a red Mitsubishi SUV containing Tay, Fetty, AD and Kobe. Cell phone tower records indicate that the 2 vehicles traveled in close proximity to each other during the entire 30-minute drive home. Both vehicles being captured on a McDonald's surveillance camera off Miramar Parkway, just under 3 miles from where Melly's house was. The first being the red Mitsubishi at 3:47 a.m., with the grey Jeep following behind at 3:48 a.m. The red Mitsubishi then continues down Miramar Parkway until turning south on 184th, heading towards Melly's house, and at 3:50 a.m., can be seen on the front gate security camera outside of the Sunset Lakes neighborhood. The grey Jeep, however, would instead make a right on 184th and was now heading towards Pines Boulevard. They then headed west toward Highway 27, and from there traveled about a mile south before turning east onto Pembroke Road at around 3:58 a.m. This is where YNW Melly allegedly whipped out a .40 caliber handgun and fired a single, fatal shot into the back of YNW Sackchaser's head while he was believed to be asleep. Within seconds, Melly then aims the .40 caliber handgun at YNW Juvie and shoots him fatally in his left cheek and hand from no more than a foot away. Melly and Portland then exited the vehicle and discharged 17 more shots from the outside in order to give the illusion of a drive-by, striking both of the already deceased men multiple times in the process. Before re-entering the vehicle, Melly would stash his gun deep in the trees to be recovered and discarded at noon, a few hours later by his manager, 100K Track. By 4:04 a.m., Melly, Portland and the lifeless bodies of their 2 friends would then turn around and head north on Highway 27, driving around the Pembroke Pines area west of IH-75 for approximately 30 minutes. During this time, it is believed that Melly and Portland were rehearsing the story they planned to use as a cover-up for the murders. At 4:33 a.m., YNW Portland drops off YNW Melly near the Crystal Sound neighborhood and would then head towards Miramar Memorial Hospital. Meanwhile, after exiting the vehicle, YNW Melly attempts to call his manager 100K Track, but is met with no response. He then drops his location to fellow recording artist Fredo Bang, who would confirm he was on his way. Sometime between exiting the vehicle and before being picked up by Fredo Bang, Melly also FaceTimed his now ex-girlfriend, Mariah. Mariah and her mother would later tell detectives that during this FaceTime call, Melly told her that they were victims of a drive-by and that Sack and Juvie were dead. Mariah's mother, Felicia, would also be asked about a back and forth between herself and YNW Portland after she accused Portland of picking at her daughter. It reads, "She knows what you know. He told her morning of at Fredo's house. She didn't tell them people what he told her, or there would never be any getting out for him, but since all of you are gunning for her and she's scared for her life, let your boy know everything he told her at Fredo's house. I know. And I'm going to make her tell. She hasn't been subpoenaed yet, but after they hear this story she will be, Melly slow. She had his back, she told what they knew. But the shit he told her, and FYI her dad will be home in 30 days. So any goon you send this way to fuck with mine is going to send 5. Melly wanna play dirty, well tell the lawyer we know shit they don't even know. And we have decided to cooperate. He dodged my child when she kept his secret. This is assumed to be in reference of a fight between Melly and Mariah on Snapchat 2 weeks after the murders, where Mariah accused Melly of looking at her another girl's Instagram and only bringing Bortland to his shows so that he could bring other girls back to their hotel. She would go on to call Melly a sneaky lying bitch boy, telling him that she bets that he won't hear from her again. To which Melly would reply by saying, "Bitch, I'm not fixing to leave Bort with Tay after what you so stuck on me being with, but is you think that's all I think about? This guy saved my life, he coming everywhere with me cause if them crackers come grab him it's my fault you forget? Dumbass ho, you so selfish and young-minded, don't even think about what I'm going through. You know I don't want Bort around Tay like that stupid ass hoe. Shit is deeper than just bitches. That's that selfish shit right there. You don't fuck with me anyways, I peep it, you can slide, but God no I wasn't in her shit, I will end real dumb breaking your shit, you spoiled, everything was given to you bitch, you act like I owe something bitch, slide, I keep Bortland with cause, at the end of the day he did one of the realest shit in my life." Mariah would respond by saying, "Oh I am, stop messaging me, there is nothing else to say. Still peep everything hun," and I said it's fine. To which Melly would respond, "I'ma keep him with me, he ain't never say half the shit you said, I put you way before him at one point, he never said nothing, bitch stay away, you don't love nobody for real, you heartless, I see it, bitch stay away ho, you just want to break me. Make me feel like shit every time I'm trying to do right, bitch I don't need that shit. Every time I'm happy you mad just like that fuckboy was, so just stay away, I don't know who for me no more bitch cause you still ain't tell me the full situation with y'all anyways." This led to a series of "OK LMAO" text by Mariah, followed by a series of "I'll real deal" text from Melly, to which Mariah would then ask, "Kill me?" To which Melly would respond, "You got it." Mariah and her mother would eventually take back these statements, and have now even publicly said that she believes Melly is innocent and that if called to take the stand, will plead the fifth.
I'm not going to get into the substance of it, but just so we're clear, there's never been a situation where you told one story and then changed your story, because that's their accusation.
The accusation is I told one story and changed my story, but they're not telling you that the story I initially told was under duress. We're basically forced to tell the story. Are you going to take my 17-year-old daughter to jail? I mean, I'm not trying to see my child go to jail for anybody. So if the stories did change, it changed because of what they set into play. It's on them that the stories changed. But if I want to tell the truth, they don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear. Right. They want to hear whatever they can hear to make a case against Melly to convict him for a first double homicide and get the death penalty. That's what Christine wants. She wants my story to help her get that. Get your case together and stop making the witnesses pay for your mistakes. And that's what she's doing. She's made so many mistakes, her and Detective Moretti, to now it's falling back on me and my daughter to making everyone think that our testimony is going to make or break your case. Your case should not be based off of me speaking with him the morning of. I didn't think he did it. I didn't know he did it. So why would my testimony be the smoking gun? I don't understand why she would think that my testimony would help her.
I have to ask. I mean, if you end up on the witness box again and she's questioning you, what's that going to look like?
I'm going to plead the fifth because I'm not. She wants me in jail. I didn't even think he did it. The first person who ever told me that he did it was Detective Moretti. It never even crossed my mind. I was a mother-in-law who was thinking that, because I knew he had gotten to with other rappers, and my daughter actually got into an altercation with him and another rapper in California at a studio, and it happened maybe like 3-4 weeks before that. So I'm thinking that that's what happened. I'm thinking someone's trying to kill him. So that's what I was under the impression. I never once thought this young man, because he's always been happy, he's always been dancing, I've never seen him with a gun, so I never once thought that he could actually kill the two guys who I saw him with every time I saw it. It never crossed my mind.
YNW Bortland, on the other hand, arrives at Memorial Miramar Hospital 2 minutes after dropping off Melly, with the bodies of Sack and Juvie riddled with bullet holes. Both were pronounced dead on arrival according to the medical examiner. Bortland would tell police and hospital staff that they had been victims of a drive-by shooting after a car pulled beside them on the right passenger side, between 160th and 172nd, and started letting off shots. To his surprise, detectives responded by informing Bortland that they already searched the entire area between 160th and 172nd on foot, and were unable to recover any evidence to suggest that a shooting occurred at the given location.
Here's the hard part where we're having a hard time to understand, is that we shut down that entire area, and we had officers shoulder to shoulder walk it out. They didn't find as much as one shell casing. They didn't find one piece of glass. Nothing. Nothing to what you said adds up.
During this time, he could also be seen on surveillance footage now wearing a black hoodie over the t-shirt he had on when leaving the studio. The t-shirt was later discovered to have blood on it, and there would be no injuries or cuts found on Bortland that should be likely after experiencing a drive-by of that magnitude. Bortland would also test positive for GSR or gunshot residue, which is where distinctive chemicals are deposited on a person's skin or clothing or other nearby surfaces to show evidence of a gun being fired. It would not be until a later date where detectives discovered YNW Melly may potentially have also been in the grey Jeep when the shooting occurred, after finally reviewing surveillance footage from the recording studio. 4 months later, YNW Melly and YNW Bortland would be arrested and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder for the shooting deaths of their 2 friends, Anthony Williams and Christopher Thomas Jr. YNW Sackchaser felt that he was entitled to also be included in the success that Melly was receiving as a solo artist because he was the visionary for YNW and had been since they were kids. Meanwhile, Melly felt that Sack had become jealous of his success and could be a possible threat in the future after Sack had not only made threats to kill him and his mother, but also had claimed that he can fuck up of their lives up forever. Melly would allude to this at the end of his documentary. Take a listen.
This how Florida is. They go with the crowd, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody in Florida, but majority of their ass. They'll let the whole Florida know you right. The whole Florida be rocking with you. But it's like they get jealous when another state rocking with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, W Melly, as soon as that bitch go to Georgia, bitch saying, what the fuck? Fuck that nigga Melly. You know what I'm saying? They ain't want you to get that far. They don't want you to get past a certain area, you know what I'm saying? Then motherfuckers go to hate. You know what I'm saying? Envy in their heart. They feel like I owe them something, you know what I'm saying? They should be the bigger rapper. One of their dogs should be the bigger rapper. They don't want to see you go too far or further, you know, do something to their heart. So a bitch will just, you know what I'm saying? You never know. Bitches just have it in their heart when they're the devil and just get inside their body and they just, shit, fuck that, I'm gonna shoot Melly.
You see, all of them were local high school rappers from the small town of Guilford, Florida, with no ties to the music industry. That was until 2017 when Melly would be sent to Palm Beach Correctional Facility for violating his probation by releasing his future breakout hit, Murder on My Mind. While locked up, his music would be discovered by 100K Track after mistakenly posting one of Melly's songs to Sniper Gang John Wick's Instagram after a local rapper he was working with had recorded the song as if it was his own. But the comments soon let Track know that the actual song belonged to Melly. This would lead 100K Track to eventually going to visit Melly twice a week for a year, where they formed a friendship and planned their future success as artist and manager until his release in March 2018.
Put it to doubt.
Nah, facts. And when I met Melly, bro, like after just him just being excited, and then I just got to know him, because a lot of people don't know, I worked with Melly a year before he came home, and I did a lot of behind the scenes stuff with me and my wife, and Drew
you got
filmed
him signed.
Yeah, like me, my wife, and Drew filmed it. Like we kind of like.
Oh, you've been down with Drew that long? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had Drew when he was 17. Okay. Drew's actually the president of my company, of 100K.
We're gonna get into all that for sure. Yeah.
So me and Drew and we were just working videos, doing stuff before he even came home. And the reason why I'm so messed up by Melly and like I got so much love for him away from the music, there's somebody I visited like 2 days every week for a year straight and had nothing to do but talk about what we're gonna do when he come home. And he's so messed up by me because it's like I came there saying all this stuff we're gonna do, and he came home and we did everything through God's blessing, of course, the same way. So he's like, yo, like, this is crazy. How you know this is gonna happen? But I didn't know this man was a mega star. I didn't know he was like the most talented person like I ever seen, like with music and how he think and how he move. So it ended up working out to where, yo, when he came home, this man got so huge, and we gained a brotherhood, and we was around everybody. So if you met Melly, you met me, because we wasn't just the management. It was like, it's my brother. That's what I was moving with every day for like a whole 2 years straight. So
upon his release, Melly had his first shows booked, some startup money. Video director Drew filmed it, a part of his team and a manager with industry connections, to which had later helped him go on to sign with 300 Entertainment. Meanwhile, Sack and Juvie were merely tagging along. They weren't signed to a label or had a manager, and their music was not creating any income for either of them. It was easy to be jealous of Melly, and Sack would not shy away from trying to carve his own claim at Melly's success. Sack would tell Melly over text messages that Melly was actually his artist, and that Melly is only the face of YNW because he allowed him to be, but that he was still a CEO. Claiming that Melly was not doing his part right by not acknowledging him as such. Melly's mom would respond to one of Sack's posts of him claiming that he turned Melly into a star, and that Melly, Jay Green and Glock 9 looked up to him, calling him dumb and saying everything he gets is from her son. Melly's mother, Jamie, didn't like how Sack Chaser always tried to take credit for Melly's achievements. They had a lot of built-up tension over this that spilled over on multiple occasions, but Melly was somehow able to remain neutral between the two, possibly even siding with Sack over his own mother at the time, but the distrust and jealousy he would receive in return from Sack would ultimately spoil their friendship. Melly would hint towards this in his Snapchat messages that we went over earlier with his now ex-girlfriend Mariah 2 weeks after the murders, where he says, "Every time I'm happy you mad just like that fuckboy was, so just stay away, I don't know who is for me anymore bitch, cause you still haven't told me the full situation with y'all anyways." This was in reference to the rumor that Sack had been messing with Mariah behind Melly's back, as it was mentioned in the deposition Mariah's mother gave to police that Sack had in fact sent Mariah explicit images of himself. As of now, YNW Melly remains behind bars, where he has been since February 2019 after turning himself in. His original trial, which was pushed back repeatedly, ultimately ended in a mistrial in 2023 where the jury failed to reach a unanimous verdict. He has since replaced his former legal team with superstar attorney Drew Findling as he awaits his retrial, set to take place January 6, 2027. As for YNW Bortman, he recently pleaded no contest and sentenced to 10 years in prison, followed by 6 years of probation, with credit for time served. His plea agreement has no negative impact on Melly's upcoming retrial, and Bortman is not required to snitch, cooperate, or take the stand in any manner, and is expected to be released before the end of 2027. If you enjoyed the video and would like to see me break down more cases like this, please like and share. Cases like these take a lot of time and research to put together, so please click the like button so I can keep bringing you this kind of content. It's much appreciated, and I'll catch you on the next one.